Disturbing racist text messages are now circulating throughout the country, but they're only being sent to Black Americans. They're being sent to elementary schools, colleges, and just the Black people in general around the United States. And in part they're reading, "You've been selected to pick cotton. SUV will be there to pick you up." Now the color of the SUV is changing, in certain text messages, but they're always alleging to be picking Black people up and taking them to a plantation to pick cotton. If you don't do it, this, that, or the other, you will be whipped. And some of these text messages that are circulating are even claiming to be on behalf of the Trump administration. Well, I don't like to fear monger on my channel because I know a lot of fear tactics are used in terms as when it comes to Trump. But I think we got to be mindful of these things, because to be naive would be, that would be ignorance on our part. So we got to just be mindful. And on my channel, I like to empower my people with tools to fight white supremacy, to keep in your tool bag. So we can't negate these kind of things, or, fail to, see the writing on the wall, and fail to, know that these kind of things could take place, because there's certainly elements inside of Trump's circle and his white support base that, galvanize around him, because they're in fear of a genetic annihilation. And the genetic annihilation directly goes back to racism, white supremacy. Now, I ain't going to jump too deep into this, because I got an upcoming video where I'm going to talk about Trump and his white support base, and I'm going to break all of that down. So I ain't going to go too deep, but white supremacy is a fear of a genetic annihilation. And some white people, they see Trump as their savior. You know what I mean? That's going to be a savior to white people. So I got the audio and the video of this, because this text message is being sent around to, Alabama, Georgia got one, and it even was one sent to Dauphin County, which is, close. It's in my home state of PA. So yeah, these messages are just circulating all over, and they're only being sent to Black people. So I believe we got to keep our eye on this family to see, to watch out for it, because to be aware is to be alive, I was always told. So I got the audio and the video of this, and we're going to walk through and talk about it how we normally do. Fair use. Fair use.
People across the country have reportedly been sent alarming text messages with
It ain't people, it's Black people being sent these, because I did my homework. It's only being sent to Black people, family. The news going to put it out the way they want to, but let's continue.
Offensive racial tones. Several law enforcement agencies across the metro say they're aware and are on alert. Fox's Eric Perry talked to people who received the messages and has the latest. I've seen people post about it on their social media pages.
Yeah, it's going across the country. Yeah. We do want to warn you that some of this is extremely topic and sensitive here. The message is telling those they are required to report to a plantation to pick cotton, or they will be whipped.
Greeting, David. You've been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation in Atlanta. Be ready at 12 a.m. sharp with your belongings.
David Williams reads the alarming text message he received after the election.
Master Ben asked us to send out this text message. Please be ready, and we won't be whipped. And I replied back, well, you better tell Ben I'm not my ancestors.
That brother stood on business.
And shoot back.
He said he whips and shoots back. While he did stand on business, I think it's, a little bit of a misnomer to think that, all of our ancestors were just laying around docile and dormant. I liken myself to Harriet Tubman, our brother John Horace, and Nat Turner. Our ancestors, all of them wasn't laying docile and dormant. A good deal of our ancestors fall back. So I am my ancestors. I don't get with people when they say I ain't my ancestors, because I am my ancestors. I liken myself to Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, and our brother John Horace. But let's continue. That brother did stand on some business, though.
I whip and shoot back.
Williams playing no games and is just one of many across the country who say they got the message.
I was kind of flabbergasted.
He says he did a search of the number but had no luck. Several law enforcement agencies we contacted.
Yeah, I checked. There's people around the nation, even in PA where I'm from, they were trying to do a search of the number. And I think they're using a burner phone, whoever's sending out these texts, because authorities is trying to find where the source of these texts is coming from. But I think they just drawing up a blank because they using a burner or one of these apps that give you one of them phone numbers to use for a certain while. But let's continue.
including Atlanta police, say they are aware of the messages circulating.
A friend of mine's out in Vegas. He has a company, Broadway in the Hood, and one of his students, young, 10 years old, was very disturbed, and she was actually crying because she said, she don't understand why she's getting this text. A 10-year-old.
I was scared, and I didn't really know what was gonna happen. It just weird because it was out of nowhere.
We blurred her face, but this 14-year-old Rockdale County girl also received it. She quickly sent it to her mother, who alerted the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office and the school district.
It was just so shocking to me because with it being 2024 and still hearing things.
This sister said she was shocked because it's 2024. Things are still the same in 2024, if you ask me, that they were in 1904. Some of the nuances have changed, but white supremacy hasn't. White supremacy is still running rampant in society. But let's continue.
Things like that, it was just heartbreaking to see that someone would send a child something like that.
Many want to know who exactly is responsible.
They sending these text messages to black men, women, and child. As long as you black, they sending a text message to you. They ain't sending them no other people, family, but black people. The news try to put out that they sending it to, some people, they're putting people of color, and they're saying they're just sending it to people of color. But, that's a lie. They're just sending it to black people. And some when I did my homework, they're trying to say they're sending it to people in general. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. They're just sending these text messages to black Americans. But let's continue.
Has to be someone or a team of people sending these messages out. And I would love to see whoever is doing this or whatever entity is making this happen, prosecuted, brought to justice, whatever, but it needs to stop.
So we also received a statement from the Southern Poverty Law Center who say they are investigating this. Many on the campuses of Alabama State University, the University of Alabama, our neighbors to the right, received the message. We have more on what you should do if you get this message on our website, fox5atlanta.com. And Christine, we also got more from a 15-year-old. He says he didn't respond, and they text him again hours later.
Insane. Yeah, they really got to get to the bottom of where the source of these text messages is circulating from, to get to the bottom of it. In my neck of the woods in Pennsylvania, they alerted the NAACP of this, but we definitely need to get to the bottom of this because these text messages are only being sent to black people, even our youth, you know what I mean? And we just certainly got to keep our eyes on this and be aware and not be naive when it comes to this because, Trump is in office. A lot of these white people, and I'm not fear mongering, but I'm gonna do a video breaking down Trump and white people upcoming, so I ain't gonna hit too hard on this subject. But a lot of these white people, they galvanize around Trump because they feel he's a savior and going to protect white genetics from genetic annihilation. And if one of these white people, run up on me, family, one of these white supremacists run up on me thinking that they got a pass to do so, or they could do anything on God's green earth because Trump is in office, they're going to get that work in that business. Just my thoughts on the matter, but we got to watch this and see where this thing goes. And hopefully those that are doing this are brought to justice. Peace.